was fatally shot dead by an immigration and customs enforcement officer in Minnesota on Wednesday. Hundreds of angry protesters flooded the streets of South Minneapolis, gathering at the intersection of East 34th Street and Portland Avenue, chanting "Shame on you" and hurling snowballs at police vehicles. Footage shows a crowd of protesters shouting insults at the officers as they guard the taped-off area in the aftermath of the shooting. The streets quickly descended into nothing less than a war zone, with heavy police presence, flashing lights, barricades, and sirens as authorities struggled to contain the situation. A CARE Minnesota leader said the truth will come out after the Department of Homeland Security justifies the shooting, saying the agent acted after facing an immediate threat to life.
Observer killed in the line of observing. We believe in a peaceful manner. They are lying, as you hear today. They already shared lies about what took place. We do have cameras. We do have eyewitnesses. They will not be able to lie through that. The truth will come out, and the public must be reminded in this moment that no one is above the law. No one, no ICE, no one is above the law.
Of course, most importantly, preserve the life of the civilian who should not have been shot. Is she alive? We aren't aware of all those details, but most importantly, we realize I should not be here. So that is the focus right now, is getting them to leave the scene. So we will continue to share updates. We at least want to let you know you see ICE cars moving away from the scene. So we want to let you all know that.
Meanwhile, as tensions soured, a protester was caught burning the American flag. Video posted on X shows a masked man wearing sunglasses and a black balaclava standing in a circle of protesters with the US flag, then setting it on fire until it falls to the ground in flames. The victim has been identified as 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good, a U.S. citizen and a legal observer, not an ICE target. Witnesses say whistles were blown to alert neighbors of ICE's presence around 9:30 a.m. They describe a Honda Pilot blocked by multiple federal agents. An agent attempted to open the driver's door. The vehicle then shifted in reverse, then into drive. Moments later, 3 gunshots rang out. The SUV rolled forward several feet before crashing into another car. But the federal government is standing firm. U.S. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem characterized the driver's actions as an act of domestic terrorism. Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin alleged that the driver weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them. U.S. President Donald Trump also weighed in, defending the ICE agent, calling the victim an agitator. Trump wrote that the driver violently and viciously ran over the ICE agent, blaming what he called the radical left for targeting law enforcement.
A deadly confrontation between federal immigration agents and a civilian has ignited outrage, protests, and a political firestorm in Minneapolis. On Wednesday morning, an immigration and customs enforcement agent fatally shot a woman during a federal enforcement operation in the city's central neighborhood. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed the shooting, saying the agent acted after facing an immediate threat to life. According to DHS officials, ICE and Homeland Security investigations agents were conducting enforcement and fraud-related operations when their vehicle became stuck in snow due to severe weather conditions. As officers attempted to push the vehicle free, a woman in a nearby car allegedly drove toward them, attempting to ram or run over federal agents. DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin said the officer fired defensive shots, describing the woman as part of a group of rioters. The woman, a U.S. citizen, later died from her injuries. Authorities have not released her name or the identity of the ICE officer involved. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem went further, labeling the incident an act of domestic terrorism, blaming what she described as escalating hostility toward federal agents, fueled by sanctuary city policies and political rhetoric.
You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. These vehicle rammings are domestic acts of terrorism. We're working with the Department of Justice to prosecute them as such. We will continue to protect our ICE officers and in cooperation with other law enforcement agencies as well.
But local officials paint a starkly different picture. Minneapolis City Council member Jason Chavez said the woman was an observer who was watching out for our immigrant neighbors. Mayor Jacob Frey condemned the federal presence outright, calling it chaos and demanding that ICE leave the city immediately. "We stand rock solid with our immigrant and refugee communities," Frey said, arguing that federal immigration enforcement is making Minneapolis less safe, not more.
There's a lot of information that is swirling around right now, and we collectively are going to do everything possible to get to the bottom of this, to get justice, and to make sure that there is an investigation that is conducted in full. But what we do know is that a 37-year-old woman is dead and that she was shot by ICE. They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit. There's little I can say, again, that'll make this situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. They want us to respond in a way that creates a military occupation in our city. They want an excuse to come in and show the kind of force that will create more chaos and more despair.
The preliminary information that we have indicates that this woman was in her vehicle and was blocking the roadway on Portland Avenue, midway between 33rd Street and 34th Street in the city. At some point, a federal law enforcement officer approached her on foot, and the vehicle began to drive off. At least 2 shots were fired. The vehicle then crashed on the side of the roadway.
After news of the shocking incident, Omar said, "ICE must stop terrorizing our communities and leave our city." Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said his office is gathering information and urged residents to remain calm, but calm was in short supply. Protesters quickly gathered at the scene, shouting at federal agents, throwing snowballs, and in some cases being pepper sprayed by law enforcement. The Minneapolis Police Department confirmed the area remains an active crime scene. Videos circulating on social media, though not independently verified, appear to show a burgundy SUV, federal vehicles approaching, and an agent firing through the driver's window before the car crashes into a nearby pole. The incident comes amid a massive surge in federal enforcement in the Twin Cities. As per ABC News, up to 2,000 ICE and HSI agents could be deployed to the Minneapolis area, with a focus on immigration enforcement and alleged fraud involving Somali-run child care centers. Secretary Noem herself was on the ground in Minneapolis just 1 day earlier. As investigations continue, Minneapolis finds itself at the center of a national debate over immigration enforcement, protest, and the deadly consequences when federal power collides with local resistance.